Do you know that Flipkart reduced its server load to 20% and its memory use to 15% by discovering some of the issue with their server? So Flipkart has a very common business use case, advertisement. Like advertiser will come, they will create advertisement and those advertisement will get show in the Flipkart application. Now Flipkart provide a dashboard to the advertiser who are creating advertisement. So the front end code was written in React and the backend code was written in Node.js. But the issue was when number of requests is low, at that time this backend was working fine. But when the traffic goes to more than 300 query per second, at that time suddenly this server latency will increase, it will take more time to respond, and then eventually this pod will go down. So when they deep down, they found three major issues with this service. The first issue was they were using a third-party library for logging, but the actual issue was with this third-party library. This third-party library was actually holding some of its object and variable after doing all of its operation without any use. So they updated the version of that library. In that updated library version, that library code was actually fixed. So they updated this version. This was the first improvement. The second improvement was this service, backend service, was actually doing server-side rendering. So this is an extra nightmare for the server, right? So from server-side rendering, they switched to client-side rendering. And the third issue was with session context. So when generally from client one request was coming, in context they were storing the whole request body, so which is taking a lot of memory. But maybe let's say in later you will use some of the key of this request, not the whole request, right? So what's the point of storing the whole request body in your HTTP context? So from there they will only store the information which they will use in future, maybe request ID, client ID, all these things, right? So after doing all of these three code changes, the actual CPU load comes down to 20% and the memory use comes down to 500 or 600 MB for a 4 GB RAM server. So this was a drastic improvement in their servers and their server actually stopped crashing.